أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على صلاة حي على صلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده واستعينه واستهديه واستغفره وأؤمن به جل وعلا ولا أكفره وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. All praise belongs to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His help, His assistance, and His guidance. We believe in Him and do not disbelieve in Him. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a servant and messenger. Allah sent him, that is Muhammad, the deen al-haq, the religion, the way, the methodology of truth, and this way of life known as Islam, will rise to its proper position in this world, whether the mushriks like it or not. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأوثق الأمور كلمة التقوى وخير الملال ملة إبراهيم وخير السنن سنة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأشرف الحديث ذكر الله وأحسن القصص هذا القرآن وخير الأمور أوازنوها وشر الأمور محدثاتها وأحسن الهدي هدي الأنبياء وأشرف الموت قتل الشهداء وأما العمل دلالة بعد الهدى وخير الأعمال ما نفع وخير الهادي ما نفع وشر الأمة أما الكون. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said the most truthful of discourses is Kitabullah, or the Book of Allah. The most trustworthy word is Taqwa, or fear of Allah. The best community is the community of Prophet Ibrahim. The best way of life is the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The remembrance of Allah is the most glorious of all things. The best of all narrations is the Quran. The best acts are those requiring the highest degree of will and determination. Worst acts are those based on innovation. The best way of life is the one adopted by the prophets of Allah. The most glorious death is the death of a martyr. The most wretched blindness consists of going astray after finding the right way. Best acts are ones that yield benefits. Best guidance is that which people may be able to follow. The worst blindness is the blindness of the heart. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna Allah yahmuru bil-adli wal-ihsani وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ وَالْبَغْيِ يَعِظُكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah commands justice, doing the good, and liberality to kids and kin. He forbids all shameful deeds and injustice and rebellion. He instructs you that you may receive admonition. فَمَنْ يُرِيدِ اللَّهُ أَنْ يَهْدِيَهُ يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ. Those whom Allah willeth in His plan to guide, He opens their breast, the Sabbath, to Islam. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu attaqullaha haqqa tuqatihi wa la tamutuna illa wa antum muslimun. O you believe, fear Allah as he should be feared, and do not die except in the state of Islam. Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nasi ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. You are the best peoples ever raised up for mankind, because you enjoin the right, you forbid the wrong, and you believe in Allah. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ, and hold fast all together by the rope which Allah stretches out for you, and be not divided amongst yourself. And remember with gratitude Allah's favor on you. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala khairul mursalin Muhammadin an-Nabi al-Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd, yaqulu Allahu ta'ala fil Quran al-Kareem, inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna 'alan nabi ya ayyuha alladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu tasliman. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Maulana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Idha jaa nasrullahi wal fath wa ra'aita nasa yadkhuluna fi dinillahi afwaja fasabbih bihamdi rabbika wastaghfir innahu kana tawwaba. When there comes the help of Allah and victory, and you see people entering in the religion of Allah in crowds, then proclaim the sanctity with the praise of your Lord and seek His forgiveness. Verily, He is ever most forgiving. In the vocabulary, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ, when Allah's help. Fath is victory. Now, I don't know if you know, in certain countries like Pakistan, they have Fath Day. You know what that day is? That's the day that Islam came to the Indian subcontinent, and they celebrated. This is a victory day, or opening day, you know what I mean? And so, now, to them it'd be, I ain't gonna say the 4th of July, but it's a nice day. It's a victory day. And I'm sure it's a holiday. So, these days, when we read the Quran, there's a lot of relationships that's going on in the world, and this Quran is explicitly relative to our daily life. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ, when Allah's help and victory comes. When we look at the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he left Mecca 100 men. He left Mecca with his guide, Bedouin guide, and he left Mecca with Abu Bakr Siddiq. The greatest title of Abu Bakr Siddiq is the second of the two. The second of the two. Now remember, they was in the cave. Abu Bakr was a little nervous. He said, Allah is the third. But the cave have even broader significance, because in the cave it says Allah sent down As-Sabiqun on the believers. But there's another point. Remember that in the cave there's a bird's nest, right? the spider's web. In nature, you would consider these the weakest structures. The spider's web, it catch flies. It don't catch no gorillas or no grown man or nothing like that, right? It's the spider's web. And if you're a little fly, it'll catch you. But it don't catch nothing else. Everybody else, every other creature just brushes it off. Now just remember, at this time, the strongest and most powerful way of life known as Islam, right, is being protected by the two weakest things almost in creation. A bird's nest, right, and a spider's web. So these are contrasts. These contrasts are supposed to shore up our faith. When this ayat was revealed, this is said to be the last ayat revealed whole. So I think Ibn Umar used to be, Ibn Abbas used to be invited to the meeting with the old men, and they were discussing the Quran, and they said that, and the old man was thinking, I got my kid to open this guy here, that's what they call that. So Umar asked everybody, what do you think about this ayat that Nasrullahi wal-Fath? They said, well, when Allah's help and victory, we should count on Allah. They gave various things. Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu, said, this was a sign for the end of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life. And Umar said, I don't know any better than what you just said. In other words, this was the last surah revealed whole. And not only was it the last surah revealed whole, now there might have been one more ayat. This day have I perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and chosen for you al-Islam, or al-Islam Dina. This is inserted in surah, the fifth surah, Surah Ma'idah. It's right there, third ayat. So, they said, or it is said, that this is the last ayat that was revealed, but not the last surah. The last surah is the one we're dealing with now. It's a lot of significance in it. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. When Allah's help and victory comes, Yadkhuluna, they enter. That means all the people enter the religion. Afwaja, in crowds or bands of people are coming. It's not individuals. Now the Arabs was waiting. You know what they was waiting for? The hadith tell us, and other historical accounts tell us, that the Arabs was waiting to see what happened to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his people. Does he overcome the rest of the Arabs? Now historically, the reason everybody was holding back because they wanted to see what happened with them. And they would join or go about their business or unite with whoever they wanted. It just so happens that at this time, I think this is 8 year hijrah. This is after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, by the way. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah, I don't want to diverge, but I'll mention this about the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah came about because it was 1,400 people ready to go to Hajj, and then anyway, they prevented them, the non-believers prevented them from coming that year. So the Prophet ﷺ said, sacrifice your animals, shave your head, do all of that, here, right now. We'll come back next time. The believers was really sad about that. It's a long story. But in the meantime, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah gave the Muslims an opportunity. So they were locked up in Medina and all that. Now they're going all over the Arab world, all over the Jaziratul Arab, giving out the message of Islam. And before they know it, within a couple of years, they got everybody knowing about Islam. So everybody is ready. And then, what do? They begin to come into Islam in groups and crowds. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. Ra'ayta nas yadkhulun fi dinillahi afwaja. And you see the people entering into religion in crowds. Now this means that, imagine you was ran out of Mecca. You go to Yathrib or Medina. And then some years later, you're back, and everybody that participated in you running out is now coming by with their flags dipped, right? And they're paying homage to you. They're saying, yeah, you won. Certain things unique about this. I'll get into it in depth a little bit more. But so, they asked Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what are you going to do with us? How are you going to treat us? You're an honorable man. They try to be slick now. So what they say, he says, I say the same thing to you that Musa said to his brothers, La katraba, no reproach this day. Right? Yusuf suffered the same thing. They threw him down the well. They treated him probably worse than the Prophet sallallahu, because he was really brutalized, right? Sold into slavery. And then when he comes out victorious, when he's all of a sudden standing there, the second most powerful man in Egypt, right? He says, oh Allah, you have given me some knowledge of historical accounts and taught me something of the interpretation of dreams and events. You are my Lord. When I pass away, I want to be joined in your presence with the righteous. You see, that was his attitude. So you'll find that the prophets had a certain attitude. Now, there's an attitude here that I want everybody to pay attention to. Fasabbih bihamdi rabbika wastaghfir innahu kana tawwaba. Fasabbih is like sabbih isma rabbika al-a'la. It's like a praise, a hamd. It's like a nice subhanallah, that type of thing. Praise to Allah. And what it's really saying is, technically, Allah is the greatest. All of this is because of you. Don't have nothing. Don't have a whole. And I want to thank you for putting me on the bill where I can fulfill your will. You see what I mean? That's what it's saying. Now, what would you and I say? Yeah, suppose the brothers treating us bad 10, 15 years. Then I gain, get a little stronger than theirs. Yeah. Hey, man, ain't that you? Who's that over there? Ain't that Johnny boy? Is that you? Was talking all that mess 12 years ago? Ain't you the same one that run me off down the street when I didn't have no money and didn't have nobody with me and I was by myself? Ain't that you? You got everybody with you now. A prophet is not like that. Look what it's saying again. Fasabbih bihamdi. That means celebrate the praises. Hamd, you know, one of the names of Surah Fatiha is Surah Hamd. It's Surah of praise. Right? Surah of praise. So it's saying, your Lord Rabbika wastaghfir, and ask forgiveness. Well, who's he asking forgiveness for? Did he do something? It's not like he did something, but he's asking forgiveness because he knows he's not absolutely perfect, and he wants to ask Allah to forgive him for anything that he omitted and anything he committed. Without knowledge, all the doers say that. If I didn't know, oh, Allah help me, stuff, and all the doers say that for stuff I knew and didn't know. For things that I did and I didn't do, you know, I didn't do it, I didn't take care of that. So, then proclaim the sanctity with the praise of your Lord and seek forgiveness. Istighfar is also not only forgiveness for himself, but for the Ummah, because the Ummah going to be met. Can you imagine the purveyors of darkness, the Arabs, 20 years after this revelation, are rulers of the whole world, all in region. Why do you think these Americans and everybody else got their eye, they jumping up, they paranoid about Islam? Why? Because here's Byzantium, all the Romans and the Greeks and everybody just cruising along, Egyptians, big strong societies, right? Persians right across the Gulf. Here Islam comes. I'm telling you, 20 years after the death of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Islam swooped up out of there going both ways. Into Egypt, down into Africa, all the way across Africa, and then take a right turn and go up in Spain. Then they go all the way over to Persia, and they ain't even slowing down, they're just rolling. These people know that if you ever catch on fire, if the Muslims ever catch on fire and start working in unity and harmony and not selling each other out, using their oil money to help some bum blow up their neighbor or other people. Let me see if I can find it. There's, in the same ayat, yeah, Mujahid has said that the allusion about the victory, on another occasion, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam referred to the entry of Yemenis into Islam as the victory. Ibn Abbas reports once when we were with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Allah is great, Allah is great, Allah's help and victory has arrived. The people of Yemen have arrived. He was asked, who are the people of Yemen? Meaning perhaps, what are their special, what do they have? What are their characteristics? They know what Yemen is right now. So they're the people of soft hearts, mild natures. Faith is in the Yemen. Understanding is in Yemen. Wisdom is in Yemen. Ibn Jarir gave a similar report. In the Hadith in Nasai, Ibn Kathir also. This Hadith derives its strength from another in slightly different words. In Ahmed also, see Sahih al-Bani. It is said that they were 700 in number, many busy with the recitation of Quran, others engaged in other kinds of devotion. They pleased the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Amr ibn Abbas cried at the sight. He also said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I find breath in your Lord coming from the direction of Yemen. There's other stuff, but you know, all the Arabs, Saudi Arabia got these hadith in all their books. Right now, they got cholera breaking out in Yemen. They've been bombing Yemen for 4 or 5 years. Can you imagine the psychopathic behavior that the Muslims have broken into? Can you realize that we ain't gonna get no whole lot of blessings until we heal ourselves? We got to heal it. As-Shifa, the Quran. It's a Shifa, it's a Rahmah. It's Hidayah, it's guidance. All of it is here. But until we live up to these things, if the hadith is saying people are blessed from Syria, people are blessed from Yemen, you can see what the hadith is, 2 or 3 hadith. I think it's several hadith that talks about the people of Yemen. Why, if the Saudis got all these hadith, why would they be bombing the people? I mean, bombing waterworks so they die of thirst, increase cholera, right? It's a crime. Those people are paying for it now. Can you imagine a kafir like, what's this old red-headed man in the White House? He says, Donald Trump. You guys talking Saudi Arabia, the king and the crown prince. You guys wouldn't last 2 weeks without us. They don't say, Allah keeping us here, it ain't you. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the oil wealth in most of that region is going to fatten up these guys here? Do you know that they're trying to get a weapons bill passed today so they can kill more Yemenis? Here's all we're talking about. We're saying we got it all here. This has happened before. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْهُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. Tawwaba is forgiveness. You got to ask Allah's forgiveness for all this stuff we doing. We can't blame nobody, right, for what's happening with us. We got the hidayah. We got the numbers. We got the wealth. In our country is oil going all the way everywhere. We got countries all over the world, in Malaysia, Indonesia. We got people in Polynesia. We got every kind of climate. The sun shines on 1.5 billion Muslims all over the world. Isn't that right? We can't say nothing. Allah, and Allah gave us the example of Islam when it left poor. The Jews used to say about the Muslims, Allah's hand is tied up with y'all. That means Allah, y'all so poor. Allah must be stingy. It didn't mean Abu Bakr and Umar, they were wealthy. And Uthman al-Ghani, Uthman rich. But it was saying about the general Muslim population, man, your God's hand is tied up. He can't give you nothing. Because we got to do things, we got all the money. This is what we got. And I said, I'm reading this because Aisha radiallahu anha was asked, I'll just read about it. Aisha radiallahu anha says that toward the end of his life, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to frequently repeat these words. Subhanallah wa bihamdi wa astaghfirullah wa tawwab. So, why are you saying that? I said, well, I was given a certain message to prepare for certain signs. And when those signs arrive, I'm to recite this surah. When Allah's help and victory come, that was a sign. So that sign was, some say you got 82 more days to live. Your mission is basically complete. You get just one more little part of our ayat that's going to be revealed. So your mission is complete. And that's what when Allah's help and victory come, right? And you see the people entering the religion in crowds, then what do? Celebrate the praises of Allah. Do not celebrate yourself. Yes, indeed, I'm Muhammad. Boy, look at here. They don't know what they're messing with. There ain't none of that right now. No. He's asking Allah's forgiveness. For what? Nothing in particular, but just in case I blew it somewhere along the line, I want you to forgive me. Because I want forgiveness. Right? Because you've given me the Hidayah, you've given me the book, you've given me more than anybody can imagine. And I'm grateful, I am thankful, I am appreciative of that gift. What about you and I? What we got to say? Tell the truth now. Look at us here. All over the world, the only thing we got to do is what we talk about coming up. Hold on, jamiyan, all together, not individuals, right? Not just you over here. Hold on, jamiyan. You know, in Arabic, the word asma in the old days stood for a fortification, a fort, a secure location. And it stood for the capital. Asama was the capital of a province. Because it was secure. It was protected. So this root word means security and protection. Wa'tasimu bihablillahi jamiyan. What's your protection? Hold on all together by the rope which Allah stretches out to you and be not divided. Right? That's what it is. Now, I'm going to move toward a close. Just like in human terms, like in religious terms, there are certain signs out here. I ain't going to mention all of them. In fact, I'm not going to mention none of them. What I'm going to mention is this, because I don't have time to lay it out. But if you're looking at the world today, there are certain signs appearing. And you might think they're bad signs, but they're good signs. Islam will never disappear. There's always going to be few people fighting for the cause of Allah. And when we see signs everywhere, we have to recite the same ayat, because it's giving us the same thing that when Prophet Musa was given his victory, right? He made certain conscious dua and prayer that when he died, he joined with the righteous, the Salihin, those people who are righteous and good. Now you may think, well, here we're technically Muslim. We're just Negroes. What are we going to do? Lesson coming our way. Well, the first lesson is Islam. Just say you're a standard Muslim, nothing particular. And you look at your life and you look at your family's life. A few years ago, everything you did, everything you ate, everything you drank was haram, just about. Because most of you got to drink some beer, a little bit of wine, a little bit of something else. You smoked a little something, whatever it was you smoked besides cigarettes also had some other stuff in it to take you different places, right? It's normal. This was our life. Then this religion comes, this deen comes, and cleans up our life. So we become a better father, a better mother, we become a better human being. The things that are sticking to, the prayer is so good to us that it begins to, the sins begin to fall off, just like shaking a dry leaf. Right? That's what the hadith says. Then some of us become a Muslim because, well, the white man said, go over there and keep your eye on them boys. And you say, yes, sir, boss. I said, well, I keep my eye wide open. Then after a few years, a few months, you begin to see certain things. So you came there, an agent, 100% for the white man. Now you're a double agent. The white man sent you over there, but you start seeing all this. Then you got to study him, see, because he always keep you on a need-to-know basis. But if you're going to pretend to be a Muslim, you have to study what? Islam. Pretty soon, then you begin to turn around and look at him, then you say, well, the white man's so bad, I'm just going to be a double agent to see if he can catch me. You know how Negroes are. Negroes challenge you. You got money in the bank, the Negro go in there and try to take it. You know, he's not like a lot of people. He's scared of some things, but he's scared of everything. And he'll take a chance on literally anything. He can see people running down the street stark raving mad. He can see people go into a dope house and OD. And walk right in there, give me some of that OD dope. The dope that kills you, that's where everybody go, right? If you got OD heroin, man, Johnny boy OD. That's why, can you imagine how crazy we was? We go to the house that got the OD dope, that OD you die, and they want to get some of that. That's the way we were. And Islam comes and cleans up. So now you have become a double agent. An agent for Islam and an agent for the white man. And the longer you stay, you start shifting over. And shifting over, and you start testing and trying the system too. You want to see how much do you know of a double agent. And then you begin to tell him stuff, and he don't catch you. I'll close with this. When we was in Tanzania, we was in a hotel, we don't stay in a hotel, up in Arusha, by the way, not far from Kilimanjaro. So, we get up in the morning and have breakfast, and one of the guys, he could be in the kitchen, you know, bringing out food. And then all day he was there. Then at night, he was in the bar. He was a bartender. So my friend used to be a bartender. He asked him, we see you here early in the morning. We see you here late at night. He said, yeah, I just get about 4 hours off. He said, you don't get a chance to see your family or nothing, do you? Then I would say, how much did he pay you? Actually, it was about $2 a day. That was the salary of the day in East Africa. So my friend says, you know, I was a bartender. He says, how much you just charged me for that? I said, $2. That's fine. So then you take that $2, 14 shillings in those days, and you put it in your pocket. He said, I can't do that. I can't do that. He said, why? Boss man knows. He said, Juana knows. Juana knows. He said, how Juana knows? He said, because I tell Juana everything. I said, that's right. Right? So said, now, this is what you do. You just put a little couple of shots of water in all those bottles. Just a couple. Don't get out of line. We came back the next night. Now, my friend's a bartender, so he knew where first thing he did was look at where the labels was and how high that whiskey was in those bottles. So the whiskey was, one of them was way up. He said, take it easy, take it easy. He said, now you're going overboard. And 1 or 2 nights, shoot, he gonna steal $50 instead of just $8. Don't get $8. $8, when he get paid $2 a day, he's gonna be rich. Can you imagine? Right? The longer you stay there, the richer you're gonna get. So we had to teach him how to be Buana. How Buana know what you're gonna do? I tell Buana, yeah, I count it all out for Buana. That's right. The little pointed nose like that, this European guy, you know. Said, he don't know nothing if you don't tell him, right? Nothing if you don't tell him. Eventually, double agents realize the same thing. They say, shoot. They start telling the European anything they want, because he don't know, right? If it's not too far, he knows by what you tell him, isn't that right? Boss man, go there to Masjid, this is how many people pray, this is what they say, that. So pretty soon they start shaving. All you gotta do is shave it a little bit. And boss man has the wrong idea. Boss man makes the wrong assessment. Boss man makes the wrong analysis. And then boss man begins to make mistakes. With enough of that our people, treat boss man like that, pretty soon, boss man is making blunders. Do you see the blunders that they're making in politics today? I'm going to tell you one, so you know. Last night, we had a meeting here, third meeting in a while, and we said certain things. You ain't going to believe it. But you said certain things. The minute we left here, Donald Trump said he was going to do something to Iran, and he changed his mind. I want you to figure out why he changed his mind. I'm going to tell you in a few months, because if I tell you all at one time, you'll say that boy get up there and he'd be drinking and he'd be smoking all at the same time. But I'm going to tell you, when you know that your enemy is paying attention to you, you begin to tell him whatever you want to tell him. And pretty soon, you start acting like what you tell him. I'll close with this. You tell boss man, you invade, you shoot the missiles over there, 30% of Afghanistan is Shias, 30% of Pakistan is Shias, said 90% of Iran is Shias, the whole Lebanon over there is Shias, is Hezbollah, right? I said if you invade, if you shoot any missiles over there in Iran, they're going to invade the eastern provinces of Saudi Arabia. That's where all the Shias are, right? And that's where all the oil are. Hezbollah going to invade the Zionists. Syria got enough power now, they're going to join with Lebanon. You know, actually Lebanon used to be a part of Syria before the French. Lebanon was a part of, you know, it's a long story. But anyway, I mean, we just laid it on. Now, if you hit one brand slam home, that's one thing. But if you come up to bat, every time you come up to bat in recent times, there she goes. Something's going on. That's what this means. When Allah's help and victory comes, celebrate Allah's praises. Go to the people and tell them it's time for you to return back to this magnificent Quran, Hidayah, and the shifa. Shifa is going to heal the Quran says it's a tonic, it's a healing for all of the diseases of the heart. Because the Quran does not recognize that they don't speak about mental illness. Think about it. They talk about diseases of the heart, isn't that right? And it says that there's a polish for everything that cleans up everything, just shines it up like new. And that polish for the heart is the dhikr of Allah. We got everything that we need, so let's do it. Oh Allah, we seek thy refuge from anxiety and grief. We seek thy refuge from life and strength and laziness. We seek thy refuge from cowardice and niggardliness. We seek thy refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. O Allah, suffice us with what is lawful, keep from us what is prohibited, with thy grace with us free from want of what is beside. Ameen. Ikamat Islam.